dude, you're too much into my space kind of thing. Like every single pore on the guy's face. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Basic AF. Tom Anderson and Jeff Battersby. He might be having a convulsion or something, or he's just dancing to the music. I'm not sure what it is.
I'm dancing Jeff. Like Donald Trump, Tom.
Wow.
That's exactly what he does, right?
I guess. we'll go with it. We'll take it.
Sorry, man. That was politics, right? I'm so sorry.
It wasn't too bad. That was an attempt at humor. Sometimes we do well, sometimes we don't. Right. So welcome, everybody. This is episode 46. Show notes for this show can be found at basicafshow.com/46.
46. Right.
Yes. So thanks, everybody, for being here. We very much appreciate it and hanging out with us. And it's good stuff. So thank you so much. This show.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, go ahead. Before we get into it.
So come on, Tom.
We got a lot to talk about. It's a long list on the show.
We do. Well, it's a long list, but we'll do it fast because we always are so slow. So just a reminder, you can reach us at feedback@basicafshow.com. So please do. There are ways to contact us within the app and rate us. Tell us how horrible or lovely or wonderful or disgusting we are on all your favorite apps. We want to hear that. And it's, you hear everybody say this, the algorithm says we'll do better if you rate us. So please do. We'd enjoy that.
Yes.
There you go, Tom.
All right.
I got the internal ad out of the way.
Yes. Thank you, Jeff, for that ad read. And I need to bring you down for a moment before we get into the rest of the show. Tom. So we have talked many times about, usually this comes up during our Apple Watch discussions.
Yes.
That you'd be all in on a ring. Well, Mark Gurman says Apple has no plans for a smart ring. So sorry.
Who's Mark Gurman? I don't care about that guy.
Yeah.
Does he know anything?
Sometimes.
Does he know what my needs are, Tom? You barely know what my needs are, Tom.
Right. And we hang out a lot. We're either messaging or hanging out here.
Color me not surprised, but mildly disappointed. I wasn't expecting it. It's just a thing I'd like, so I don't have to wear a watch. And actually, if anybody looks at the wire cutter looked at all the rings, which could be a number of possibilities given the wire cutter's predilection for vibrators. For rings. I'm not joking, man.
Oh, I know.
We don't need to go there, but yeah, right. The wire cutter rating all the things. Good for them. The Aura ring is still apparently the one to do, but
that's what the one
according to the wire cutter, nobody wants a ring,
right?
So not going to put a ring on it, Tom. I'm not surprised. You're going to use me for another year.
Yep,
that's the story.
But if it ever does happen to come to market, what a glorious day that'll be for you.
I'll be happy.
Perhaps,
yeah,
maybe.
I will be. Well, yeah, it's a stretch, right? Happy,
Jeff? Come on.
Kinda, maybe. Nah, that's not a thing.
We had a couple of minor OS updates for the most recent operating systems and maybe some security updates for the older systems. I can't remember, but we got iPadOS 18.01. Big news there. The M4 iPad Pro can install and upgrade to iPadOS 18 again after that was pulled several weeks back when it was causing some problems with bricking devices. Yeah. So that is finally back. That's good news. watchOS 11.01 is out. There were a few things in that. The one that I was paying closest attention to were they said some battery improvements were coming. Mm-hmm. I've not seen much improvement with mine. And I asked on Threads how people were doing with that, and it's odd. So I think it's some type of a combination of apps and complications and the way people are using these things or something. But some people say, yeah, battery life's great. Others, I haven't seen much improvement. So that's still a work in progress.
Yeah. And I'm on betas, so I can't really speak to reality because betas are never good battery wise.
Right.
I am on all the betas and I can tell you that all my battery life sucks. It's just the nature of it. I am charging my watch. Usually when I sit down to watch right now, the playoffs, but it sucks. My phone guaranteed I need to plug it in. It's plugged in right now, thank goodness, because it would be dead. So that's a thing. But again, that's my fault for being on betas.
Yeah,
exactly correct.
Yep. And speaking of,
I will say I am liking Apple Intelligence though. So far so good. Except for it's still kind of Siri-y.
Yeah, Siri hasn't gotten
much
love yet. That's coming up. The real, I think, stuff's coming up later.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so the .1 updates will be the first with Apple Intelligence for iOS, iPadOS, macOS.
Yes.
Right. So that's expected, it looks like sometime around the end of this month. So towards the end of October.
I will say that other than the battery life, the betas are solid. I have not had any, well, it's not entirely true. Right before the most recent update, I did have it, and I thought my phone was bricked. It wasn't. It just took a long, long time to restart. But they've been pretty solid. I'm pleased. I've got it on everything, really. All my devices have the latest beta, except for this Mac Mini at the present moment. After we do the show, I will update that as well.
There you go. Yeah, so I've got betas on my work laptop. So I've got the 15.1, and I've got iPadOS 18.1 on my iPad. Yeah, but so far, good. Like, it's still, the whole thing with this Apple Intelligence is it's a long journey, right? So they're throwing out a couple of things for us here at the end of this month and some more stuff maybe towards the end of the year or early next year. And then I think it looks like, of course, Apple doesn't give you really the dates, but it looks like the big Siri improvements that we're looking for, where it starts to have that personal context and know about what's on your device and your data. I think that's a springtime thing, it looks like.
Yeah, the thing that I will tell you doesn't work with the betas, at least right now, is they were touting the ability for Siri to be able to retain, or Apple Intelligence to be able to retain the context of what you're doing. It doesn't work right now. In other words, you say, Siri, give me directions to Grandma's house, and it says Little Red Riding Hood. Here you go. And then you say, oh wait, can you do me a favor and stop at the grocery store to pick up apples for Grandma? And that's supposed to be working. That does not work yet. That's not a thing. So
right.
That's in future Apple Intelligence.
Future Siri's still Siri. At least a while longer.
Siri's still making me cry.
Yeah. Last bit of news here. Apple TV Plus is coming to Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. That is kind of unexpected.
Yeah, but you know what? Super smart, I think. I think it's a great idea. The question is, I don't know. I have both presently. I would love for there to be a way for me to, I like a couple of shows on like The Boys on Amazon Prime. I wish I could get that over on my Apple TV account, that I could get rid of Amazon Prime. But
right.
I don't know. Is this worse than cable?
Probably
Might
at this
be
point.
Worse than cable.
I think it is, yeah.
It's too many everythings. I'll complain about this. This is general streaming complaint, but I can't remember which one it is right now, Paramount Plus or the Peacock app, to be able to watch the Premier League. And guess what? You can't see all the games. You can only see the games that they've decided to give you. And when I say all the games, like there are a bunch of NBC games that are, say it is the Peacock app. NBC's, got them. So if I want to subscribe to the NBC app or whatever the heck that's called, I can see the other games that I can't see on Peacock. Dude, I'm paying you already. Just give me the games.
And does Peacock do like a local market thing, and you only get to see what's in your local market for that, or is it just they just don't have them? Like,
no, they don't. They don't have the games, and it's not like the other one. I think allows you to stream, live your local live NBC affiliate or something like that. I can't do that on with Peacock, but come on, you got Premier League. Let me have the Premier League games. I want to see them.
Yeah. I dipped into that in the Apple TV app the other day on the Vision Pro. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but to look at, what was it? Baseball game, maybe something they had. I can't remember what it was. And they were like, oh, watch it on Peacock. I was like, okay, let's see what that experience is like. Oh, then it was like, enter your provider, do this, do that. I was like, yeah, I'm out. I just don't care enough to do that. I don't have a provider as part of the problem. So it's like, that's do anything. Like,
so the alternative is you get the, you get the app and you do the 7-day subscription, free one. So
that's what I did to watch the Super Bowl on the Vision Pro last year, or earlier this year, rather. Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Yep. Too many places to spend your money on.
Yeah.
Frankly,
they've made us all wish we had bundling again, which is a remarkable feat. Just goes to show you how much those companies suck. Well done.
Well, everybody's trying to get a dime.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of the Apple Vision Pro, Apple,
yes, sir,
just today released its
today as of this recording.
Today as of this recording,
differently than we normally do.
Yes, we were on a Thursday.
I've got a wedding to go to this weekend.
Yes, congratulations to the bride and groom.
Thank you very much.
Submerged, their first short film for Vision Pro. So that came out today as we record, as he says. So Thursday, October 10th. This is something we've been railing about here, and lots of other people have too, is, hey, we're waiting for some content. Where's the content? Give us the content. So they did. And I did watch that today, and I'm going to share some thoughts on that now. So if you don't want to know anything about this show, for you 3 people who have Vision Pros that are listening, as part of our audience, like I know there's more people than 3 that have Vision Pros. Maybe jump ahead. We've got chapter markers if you want to skip this section. You can do that. So anyway, before we get into the actual Submerged thing, they did announce some new content coming as well, because that's kind of, they seem to slowly kind of be getting this content thing ramped up. So next Friday, which would be October 18th, Apple plans to have another short film released, which is more of the 2024 NBA All-Star footage they did last year. They did do like some of that in like one of the short clips they had, the sizzle reels. So they've got that coming up, and in November,
because everybody wants to watch a year-old
basketball
NBA
game.
All-Star game.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's
Go ahead.
wild. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing this, but that's what they've got. They've got a thing coming up in November with The Weeknd for a new album that he's got coming up.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. So, I'm going to watch them both just to see what it's like.
You got to do something with it.
I got to do something with that thing, right? In December, the next episode of the adventure series, Ice Dive, is going to be there. So they're going to do that one. And then more of those in early 2025. So I think adventure, the adventure one, I think they started off with the lady that walked across the tightrope between the mountain edges. That was
thing
too
that
much.
Scared you to death.
It did when I looked at it. I was like, geez. So a new series called Concert for One will be coming before the end of 2024. So
a series?
The series is what it says. Yep.
Nice.
Intimate performances from some of the world's biggest artists. So
cool. So it's going to be like you get Kendrick Lamar in your living room?
Don't know. We'll find out.
Just for you.
Yeah. So at least it's ramping up.
Okay.
So
eventually we'll have content.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you gave me the homework assignment for this episode.
I did. And I forced you to do it earlier so I could do something tomorrow instead of, not being able to do something tomorrow.
Yes.
And your homework assignment was, Tom?
It was to view this new short film, Submerged. And I did. 15 minutes, give or take, 17 something officially if you throw the end credits. And I think there's a little short thing they put at the end on the behind the scenes, but dinner was ready, so I had to go. I'll go back.
Longest movie you've ever watched. So kudos to you for sitting down and watching the movie.
Not true. That is not true. But longest one I've watched, I wouldn't even say on the Vision Pro. But so 17-minute movie, World War II setting, group of sailors that are on a submarine, and they get hit with a torpedo attack. That's all public info, so no spoilers there or anything.
Okay. Is this the spoiler alert time now?
I already did
Tell us
spoiler
the story.
alert. Yeah. So if you want to skip ahead still, skip ahead. I'm not really going to get into like the plot too much. I mean, it's 15 minutes. So how much plot can there be? There's a torpedo attack. That's the plot. Okay.
Everything goes boom and there's water everywhere. Okay, great.
But so kind of takeaways, some of the close-ups where the film's playing, you're watching, and they've got a close-up of the character that's just like a headshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost too close. Like, it's like, dude, you're too much into my space kind of thing. Like every single pore on the guy's face, he's sweating because he's stressed out because of the situation going on in the movie. And so it's not uncomfortable because, I mean, it's just in the headset, but it doesn't, it's not normal, like you're not used to seeing a movie that way, right? So it's like usually the movies on the TV, sure you have close-ups and things, but they're farther away. But this was like right in your face, like, dude, this is like, if you breathe, you feel it. But some of those shots, though, the way they've have them set up, like the depth of field, so the background, it does not seem really natural because I guess just the way that it has to be shot with the equipment they have. I did, like in the Vision Pro to date, I've not had any issues with like motion sickness, queasiness because of the, looking around and all that kind of stuff, even with some of the other immersive stuff. But they do have a scene or two in this one where they're, I'm assuming, on like a dolly of some sort, and they're coming through the submarine and they're pulling back and people are running and everything. And so everything's moving really quick. That was a tad unsettling. I was like, whoa, that's a lot because it is completely immersive, which is very cool. Like if you look up, you see more of the sub. If you look to the right, you can see the gauges and everything, water dripping off the gauges. Like the detail is great. But some of that
Could you
stuff,
turn around and see what was behind you?
I tried that and you cannot see anything behind you. So it's pretty much 180, maybe 170, give or take.
That would mean they'd have to pay union dues to the cameraman because you'd see him back there.
Unless they had some 360
camera woman. I'm not a
something,
camera person. I'm not trying to be weird.
Right. The camera operator.
Correct. There you go.
And then there was one where they're in the kitchen and there's some table, like a little galley there or something, but there were some plates on a table of some sort. But it was off to the side and we looked and it just did not ever become clear and it looked kind of 3D weird. And I was like, whoa, that looks weird. But easy enough to look away from. But the story itself, it was entertaining. Wasn't anything remarkable.
Could you have done an hour and a half to 2 hours of it?
Probably so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the scenes that were shot, like all of it was, and I don't want to denigrate it in any way. I thought it was all shot very well. And this is stuff I'm sure they're working through ways to do these things and all that. But some of the scenes though, like when you're looking down a hatch into what's below, or you're looking up, there's some scenes where there's some water coming in because they get hit with the torpedoes. That I'm not a big water fan. Spoiler, I don't care. I've already told people 3 times, skip this chapter. It's 15 minutes. There's no spoiler. They get hit with a torpedo. That's it. But some of that was pretty cool. Like I could see, so here's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see an immersive like horror movie because I feel that would be intense, right?
The
like
jump scares would really
the jump scare. Yeah, because even when the sub gets hit, I was like, "Oh crap!" Because it was pretty good. But I think the experience itself, though, is fantastic, and it's what we've been waiting for. So I think it's very promising. I think more keeps coming out, and they get better at doing this, and the technology evolves. The future's bright. But yeah, it was fun, and I'll probably watch it another time or two just to see what I missed because. First time I'm watching it, I'm trying to see like, okay, well, how far to the right and left can I look, up and down, just to check it out. And so I want to do that a few more times to see what I may have missed.
Have you been to an IMAX before? Have you seen anything in an IMAX theater?
I've only watched IMAX in the Vision Pro.
Okay. So you're not going to be very much help. I needed you to go see an IMAX movie in the IMAX theater too, Tom. You're not doing. You get a B- on this.
That's okay. That's good for
because
me.
you didn't you didn't do the whole research. Good, great.
C's get degrees,
like
man. So
same kind of student I was when I was in high school and grade school and all those other places. Like,
yeah, I was wondering about that
it's October 25th.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, and I did check some of the subreddits and stuff to see if anybody had made any comparisons to the two, but hadn't seen anything.
Nothing yet.
Yeah.
I wonder about that. You're not wrong about technology. I think the fact that it is designed to be, the Vision Pro is designed to be so immersive means that, and the ability to look up. I mean, when you think about the actual frame of a film, what you normally see, we'll see that, those goofy guys, I've moved away from the mic too far, but those goofy guys that, so I could show you my fingers in an L form, not saying you're a loser, Tom, in an L form with their thumb out and they're kind of trying to frame the shot.
Right.
You think that that's a very limited area, that you're shooting. And now when you think about it, this thing shooting, you can see up, you can look at your feet and see down. It's a different game, and things that normally even would be in the way when you're shooting, did make a joke about the cameraman behind you. But there's all sorts of other stuff, there's tripods holding those, hold those cameras or, something else. There's a lot going, the tennis shoes of the guys in the camera,
right.
Running the camera. You look down, he's got a nice pair of Converse. Those things I'm sure are technical issues that have never had to be considered and now need to be considered in this particular case.
Yeah, and there were some shots in there where they're, the scene is in the water, and then there are some where they're on top of the water, and those were wonderful. Like I was like, wow, that is great. So yeah, that was good. Thumbs up for me.
Cool. So we need James Cameron to come.
I'll see what I can
do. You're going to get James Cameron to come on the show? Yeah. Great. Let's do it. Hit him up and see. I was thinking not James Cameron on the show, but James Cameron to do, another version of The Abyss without the aliens at the end. That was kind of the, kind of went off the rails at the end of that movie. But, where you can kind of feel like you're drowning. It might be, that sense of I'm stuck.
Yeah, and there was a bit of that in this, and like I said, I'm not a huge water fan, and I was like, good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was
working. Awesome.
Yeah, so I'd like to see. Also, I want to see how there's, there are other films that are out that are on Quest and stuff that people have made. And I want to see people that have both to compare the two, because, like I say, this is my first go round with it. Any VR stuff. So that's what I want to see is how people have had some more experience to kind of compare the two and see how it shapes up. Mine's
well, I appreciate you taking the time to watch a movie, even if it was only a 15-minute movie. No, that's not a thing that you would normally do, but I appreciate you taking the time to do it. And I'm intrigued. Maybe I'll go to the Apple Store and hole myself up in a corner and watch the movie. They probably won't let me do it because they want me to buy a Vision Pro. So maybe I'll just come down to your house. And
doors always open.
I appreciate that. It's a little bit of a drive.
Well,
but
leave early. Okay.
Yeah, leave early. Get home late.
Yeah, well, you can stay the night.
Oh, thanks. That's kind of you. Yeah. I appreciate it. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to hear what more people have to say about it. You know me, I am very much a movie and a TV guy. Those are things that I'm interested in, and the immersive quality of that would be interesting to me. I'm not a big IMAX guy. I will say that. I've seen maybe 2 movies in the IMAX. I think Coraline might have been one of them in 3D at the IMAX, which was amazing. But I don't think that's not a thing that I've done. First of all, the nearest IMAX is like too far away.
Oh, something I didn't like, and I forgot to say it.
What's?
And we're going to go quick because we got something else to talk about. But one thing, and this is true with all of the immersive stuff that I've seen. When you get a TV, like you get a new TV, and you go home and you set it up, and you're like, it just doesn't look natural. And it's got that motion smoothing stuff turned on, or the soap opera effect, as they call it.
Yes.
And then I usually go and turn that crap off, and I'm like, oh, that's much better.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
These have that kind of feel.
Really?
They do. And I think it may just be inherent into the way that they have to be shot, because they're kind of 3D type stuff, you know? They're not like traditional film shooting. And I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, once you get over, I mean, it wasn't a big detriment. Like, it didn't say, oh God, I hate it, it's this again. Like, it's better than what you get on a TV when it's got that stuff turned on. But it feels similar to that to me.
If it had any of that, I wouldn't like it.
The rest of it kind of balances it out. And it's like, okay, I'm not crazy about that, but because I get all this other stuff, you know, with the immersive capabilities.
Got it.
It's like, I'll tolerate it.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, on to the next.
All right, Tom, here's the next. Hang on.
Okay.
Sound effects. I've got sound effects, Tom.
Oh my gosh.
It's really exciting. This is so cool. Ready? Here we
Yes.
go. People will know what this is. Ready? 1, 2. You can hear that. And do you hear this? Let me turn the volume up. Tom, you know that not too long ago, here we go.
There it is.
There's the sound. Not too long ago, for my birthday,
Yep.
I was given a Nintendo Switch, and what you're listening to me play right now, which I won't play for too long so we don't get in trouble with the gods of Nintendo.
Right.
Right. So I'm turning it off like a good boy.
And plus, you couldn't stay focused on two things at once, so you got to put it away.
No, dude, I almost missed recording because I was sitting down playing Legend of Zelda. I'm not going to remember the name. Heroes of the Kingdom. There we go. Good God, don't put pressure on me to remember anything. I will say I'm a young gamer. I did play, the usual stuff that we had when we were kids, like, Space Invaders and those kinds of things. And then I played a little bit of Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, but the original Warcraft. I played that for a while. Played Doom when my eldest daughter was a baby. And that was not a good choice, man. I thought people were coming behind me from the back of the house. That was not good. It was like playing it at probably 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. And I've played a couple of other games that I've really loved. I want to tell you, this is probably the first time with any game that I've played where it's like, I really just want to go do this a little more. It's pretty straightforward. It's a different kind of Legend of Zelda game. In Legend of Zelda, for anybody who's played those games, you know that you've played the game as Link, who is a character who's supposed to save Princess Zelda. Link shows up at the beginning of this game and then disappears, and you play as Zelda. So you play as the princess, who's kind of running around in incognito mode. She wears a little hood, so nobody knows who she is, or nobody knows that she's the princess. But it's a different kind of puzzle game. It's not just battling people with swords. What she has is a little wand that allows her to learn about different characters that you've defeated, and then use those characters to be able to do things. Sometimes those characters are actual characters, like, orc looking dudes that have swords or boomerangs or things of that nature. But the other piece of it is you collect beds and trampolines and all these other things, and you have to puzzle your way around to solving, you have to basically work out logical ways to be able to solve various puzzles. For example, you may be stuck down in a pit, and the only way to get out of the pit is to use a spider who spins a web that you can then jump on and climb up out of that pit and leap over to another place. So it's really cleverly put together. And, I've tried playing some other Zelda games, and because, like I said, I'm a rookie, I've had trouble, like getting past the first level. That's me, and I'll reattempt it and sometimes discover things I haven't discovered before. But this game is it's challenging, and it is interesting, and it has a creative element to it that I'm going to say I've not really experienced in a lot of other games. Many games are, run, collect a couple of little things and then beat the crap out of somebody. And then, when you finally beat the crap out of somebody and win, you collect some extra bonus points and you go up to the next level and you have to beat a bigger person. Those things do happen here, but the way that the puzzles are designed, for example, right before you made me have to come in here and do this podcast, I set a crow flying, and then I could attach myself to the crow and let the crow carry me up as it was flying to another location where I could pick up some other, little bonus points and pieces. So figuring out how it is that you get to all the goodies, how it is that you beat, some big scary character, all that has really been fun. And I texted you the other day when I started playing this game. I think it's only been out for like a week and a half, maybe 2
Okay,
weeks.
so it's new, brand new.
It is a brand new game. Yeah, brand new game. And I sent you a message and I said, we have to talk about this.
You did.
And it's really been one of those things where I enjoy myself. I'm watching the playoffs too. And, it's one of those things where, baseball's a game where you can, and football is kind of too. It's like, oh, I don't have to look at the TV right now because, they're huddling and they're getting ready to throw a football or do whatever they're doing. This is a game where I can play while I'm doing that, kind of take my eyes off it for a couple of seconds and then go back to to watch the football game and then go back to this game. I will say also it's a simpler design than some of the other ones. When I say simpler design, the character is kind of small, elf-like, cute. So you're kind of having fun playing with that character. It's not really realistic in terms of what it looks like. The color palette is gorgeous. Like it's really nice. Fun. I'm in a desert section right now that has quicksand and has some hot sand, has some other things that are there. And all that to say, if you have a Nintendo Switch, I would highly recommend getting this game. It's a lot of fun. For me, anyway. Maybe not for you, but for me, it's just been a real delight.
Yeah,
so,
there you go. Somebody else said that. You mentioned that on Threads the other day, and somebody replied that they were enjoying it too, but I can't remember who it was.
I think it was either Chris Freitag or it was
Adam, maybe?
I think it was Adam. Yeah, okay. Actually, it was Adam. Adam said he was really enjoying it. So, yeah, it's a super fun game.
Nice.
All right. Oh, one other thing, unrelated.
Yeah.
We'll jump back to the Mac OS, iOS stuff. So, one of the features, and I'm using it right now, there's a new focus feature that uses Apple Intelligence built into the OS, and it's called Reduce Interruptions. You said when we were talking pre-show that you don't know how it's really different than Do Not Disturb, other than it's supposed to, I think, be able to let some noise through in the event. Like if there's
in focus modes, you can go in and specify. So, like if I go into Do Not Disturb, I can go in and say, yes, it's Do Not Disturb, but always allow stuff from these 6 people come through in these 2 apps. And I can set a schedule for it. And so you can have different ones of those. So maybe you're on a vacation mode. You don't want any work stuff to come through, but just your family and friends, that kind of stuff. Right. And I want to say, and you can still do that with this one. Like I noticed in the settings, you can add things to it. But I feel like, and I have to go back and look because I just stumbled upon it the other day. I want to learn some more on it. But I feel like it said using Apple Intelligence, it will learn kind of like the habits that you want it to exhibit, to say, yes, I should get these couple people and not this stupid, notification that there's a sale at Banana Republic or something. I don't care about that. So yeah, I don't have that in front of me. We'll have to, I think what we'll do is once this stuff comes out, like out of beta, is we'll dig into it a bit more and elaborate. Yeah,
I will tell you that it blocks. I'm looking right now at messages, and even my family is not sending messages. And usually that stuff will come through, even in the recording session that I have. And in the recording session, the only one I'm supposed to be getting messages from is you. That's how I have it set up.
I'm honored.
You should be, but I will tell you that right now in this new version, the one that's using Apple Intelligence, it is pretty much, and for good reason. I mean, I got probably I don't know, 15 or 20 pictures. People are sending me pictures of the Northern Lights, which apparently I'm wasting my time here with you when I could be outside watching the Northern Lights.
Intelligent breakthrough and silencing. There you go.
Yeah. So, maybe it only sends the people that you love, but.
Right. That's why you get them from me.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I get them from you.
Yep. But yeah, we'll dig into that some more once we're out of the betas.
All right.
All right.
Tom,
are we
we've
done?
done it again.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think so. We've 30 under 40 minutes. We've wasted under 40 minutes of your time, and we're grateful for every one of those 40 minutes that you've decided to spend with us. As we've said, we have kind of hit a threshold that we're maintaining. So of number of downloads and number of listeners, and we are very, very grateful to you for that.
We are.
As a reminder, show music, Psychokinetics and Celsius 7. We do really think you should check those guys out on your favorite music listening service. And our very clever logo, which we love, Randall Martin Design. And I think, Tom, with that, I can go see the Northern Lights.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Until the next time, have a great day, a great evening, and we will see you then.
See